You guys think my $1,000 price target for Ethereum Classic is on the high end? Check this out. Donald Mcintyre, he was a Ethereum Classic developer. He recently went on Patient Money's YouTube channel and did a live stream and basically broke down exactly why he thinks Ethereum Classic will hit $33,000 by 2029. Now, this is a very long interview and they go through a lot of complex things, or at least Donald Mcintyre does. So I listened to the whole thing. We are going to break down exactly what he is saying and the most important parts and why I do think, myself included, that we could go to about this range, maybe not as fast as he does think, but he even projects Ethereum Classic will be at $8,000 by 2025, but he is right on with my predictions. By the end of 2021, he thinks Ethereum Classic will be at $1,000 per coin. So if you don't have time to go through and watch almost that 2-hour long interview with Donald Mcintyre, which I do recommend you guys do if you have that kind of time, but it is quite hard to understand, especially if you are not quite versed in Ethereum Classic or cryptos in general. So we're going to be breaking it down the easiest way possible, giving you guys the raw facts that you need to know. In exchange for this video though, and before we get into it, tap, tickle, touch, or smash the like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. I know this video is going to take a long time to make, so if you guys could do that, I would greatly appreciate it, as well as check out the links down below. Get $5 free in stock in whatever you want, signing up to public, no deposit necessary to get your free stock, as well as there is a Patreon link down below with my buy and sell alerts for stocks, options, and crypto, as well as one-on-one Q&A for any investment questions you guys ever have. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. In June 2016, the blockchain was hacked and 50 million worth of funds were stolen. As a result, a split or hard fork was performed to secure the network. Now, what a hard fork is essentially is going back on the ledgers, re-altering the blockchain to give the money back to investors that were hacked and lost this money. While doing that, in the process, you have to start a new blockchain and pretty much start over from where you left off. Now, a lot of developers in Ethereum at the time, which is now Ethereum Classic, did not like this because they believed in code is law. Code is law. Every digital asset is governed by code. The security, usefulness, availability, transferability, and general malleability of any digital asset are all determined through the code by which is created and stored. Only about 5% of developers at the time that were working on Ethereum Classic stayed at Ethereum Classic and continued to develop the blockchain. 95%, including the founder and developer of Ethereum, went to the new forked off Ethereum to continue where Ethereum Classic left off. Now, I think it's a widely misunderstood conception when people say Ethereum Classic was hacked. The code was not changed, so it remains the exact same. A 51% hack on a blockchain refers to a miner or a group of miners trying to control more than 50% of a network's mining power, computing power, or hash rate. People in control of such mining power can block new transactions from taking place or being confirmed. What really happened here is called double spending. Double spending is a potential flaw in a digital cash scheme in which the same single digital token can be spent more than once. Unlike physical cash, a digital token consists of a digital file that can be duplicated or falsified. Double spending is not new to cryptocurrencies whatsoever. Most cryptocurrencies have had some form of double spending, but for Ethereum Classic, they had a hack in 2019 as well as this most recent one in 2020. And in August of 2020, they actually hacked Ethereum Classic with the 51% hack 3 times in that month. Over 7,000 blocks were reorganized. Soon after these hacks, and as a solution to this, they implemented MESS, which stands for Modified Exponential Subjective Scoring. MESS is a solution that makes attacking ETC upwards of 31 times more expensive, making double spend and reorganizing attacks impractical. Want to reorganize the chain 3,000 blocks deep, protected by the MESS protocol, it would cost over $20 million. Now, putting this into English, MESS really just means that more computers, more outdated computers that normally wouldn't be able to mine Ethereum Classic, can now mine Ethereum Classic, adding much more safety to the blockchain. Now, if you have to have 51% of the hashing power to be able to get control of the blockchain and to change the blockchain to be able to double spend, if there's more computers on the blockchain, it makes it much harder to get that 51% control of the mining power to be able to do that. Also, significant effort has been devoted to testing SHA-3 on Aster.net. The testnet for Ethereum Classic, ECIP 1049, will create new ways to interact with the blockchain while also improving its integrity and security. This is still not known if SHA-3 will be implemented in Ethereum Classic's blockchain, but it does look good as of right now. They are testing this out, and we should know within the next 6 to 12 months. Ethereum Classic also has 6 developers as of 2019, and most of these came from the ETC development team. Now, this number is speculated to be much higher than this, since in 2020 and 2021, the price of ETC has grown exponentially. Ethereum Classic is appealing to institutional investors as well. Barry Silbert, the founder and CEO of Bitcoin and blockchain-focused investment firm Digital Currency Group, revealed that 3.6% of Ethereum Classic supply are being handled by the Ethereum Classic Investment Trust. He went on to say, in quotes, "We're excited about Ethereum Classic as opposed to Ethereum ETH because ETC has a fixed supply and the potential to serve as the smart contract and micropayment layer to the Internet of Things." He goes on to say that Ethereum Classic is appealing to a wide range of investors in the stock and public markets due to its fixed monetary supply that is similar to Bitcoin, saying Ethereum Classic has an inflationary supply which produces more Ether at a constant rate. Ethereum Classic has adopted the monetary policy of Bitcoin earlier this year. The Grayscale Ethereum Classic Trust ETF is the third largest cryptocurrency ETF, currently with 858.3 million in assets under management. This number is down from 1.2 billion in assets under management since this latest crypto sell-off has begun. So there's obviously been a lot of interest in ETC from an institutional standpoint due to all the facts that we have talked about in this video, but Daniel Mcintyre's thoughts on this go a lot deeper than that, and we're going to take a look at this chart that he has publicized on his blogging website that you guys should also check out for a lot of great reading articles if you want to get super in depth with this, but it is quite complicated, so I'm going to walk you guys through it. So this is Daniel Mcintyre's charting on why he thinks Ethereum Classic will reach $33,807 by 2029. So we have on this side gold market capitalization, and a lot of people do compare Bitcoin to digital gold in the future, and I do think that is the case given the limited supply and the digital age that we do live in. So I do 100% agree with this chart, and it does have, let's go to 2021, as the gold market capitalization at 9,450 billion, and currently Bitcoin's market cap is 2,362 billion, and this was obviously before we did have this massive sell-off. But essentially what he is saying here is the Bitcoin share of gold. So he's saying that Bitcoin in 2021 is worth 25% of the total world's gold supply, and that would lead Bitcoin by the end of 2021 to be $125,693. And he's saying that Ethereum Classic should have about 5.58% of Bitcoin's valuation, and that does come out to $1,000 per Ethereum Classic coin. Now, if we do skip to 2029, he is saying that the gold market capitalization will be around 11,220 billion, where this is where Bitcoin will match gold's market cap. So it'll be the same exact number as the gold market cap, which is the same 11,220 billion, and that does come out to $549,339. And he thinks Ethereum Classic's share of this total Bitcoin market cap will be 50%, which does come out to a $5,610 billion market cap, which gives us this total number right here of $33,807. Same thing does apply for 2025, is probably what you guys are most concerned about. And he is saying by then gold will have a market capitalization of 10,297 billion, and Bitcoin will make up 50% of gold's market cap, being at 5,148 billion, and this does come out to $259,359 per Bitcoin coin. And I do think this is actually quite reasonable and quite conservative if you do ask me myself. I think by 2029, if Bitcoin and crypto does stay on a solid course, Bitcoin could easily be at $1 million per coin. That is my projection for Bitcoin alone. But out of the 50% of the gold market cap that Bitcoin has, he's saying that Ethereum Classic will have 25% of Bitcoin's market cap. So that is $1,287,000,000,000, and that does come out to $8,729. So if any one or even close to these predictions do come true, I think a lot of us are going to be very happy with our Ethereum Classic positions today and be very happy that we diamond hand through the rough patches. With all of this being said, I am very, very bullish on ETC, and even more so that I have done all this digging and can bring you guys this information. Hopefully you feel confident in your decision. Even if we go to $1,000 by 2022, 2023, or 4 or 5, it doesn't really matter to me. Just as long as we get there in the long term and the grand scope of things, I think right now is a phenomenal time to buy ETC. And one of the most encouraging prospects of all is the fact that institutional investors are taking a deeper look at ETC, especially now as more eyeballs are on ETC from the retail sector. I do think more financial institutions and hedge funds will start to look at ETC as a better alternative than Bitcoin and Ethereum, just given the total market cap as of right now is so cheap compared to everything else and all the other factors we have talked about in this video. So that is going to wrap it up. I do think Ethereum Classic could hit close to this range. I'm not so quite sure that it'll hit 25% of gold market cap by 2029. I do like to be conservative with these figures, so I would probably personally chop this in half. If we could reach 15,000 by 2029, I think that's an awesome price target. There's no, there's nothing wrong with shooting high on this, but it's better to shoot low and have low expectations and plan for the worst and hope for the best. So that is what I think about it. I do think we could hit $1,000 in Ethereum Classic by the end of this year, if not 2022. So that are my thoughts about it. Those are the facts around Ethereum Classic and what Donald McIntyre does think and his projections going into the future. Hopefully you guys learned something out of this video. If you had a good time here, hit that like button for me, as well as subscribe to the channel. Check out the links down below in the description. Be safe in the crypto markets. I will see you guys later, and until next time, take care.